On the O? That is beautiful.
I think accent aigu is a French thing, isn't it?
I know it's French. Right, I don't know the Spanish one. 3, 2, 1. Tetris! All right, maybe our player is a little surprised there with the countdown.
I think what would happen here is all of the things went at once.
All of the things going at once.
That's nice to do that.
Yeah, we get a multi-simul. There's nothing to panic about. Players were readied up.
All right, so we have Canada, Mexico, the United States.
And I just want to, before I forget, I want to indulge a little bit on one of these players. And just because I know a little bit about it, one of these players is going to med school. Oh my gosh, just got accepted. Terence Y will be a doctor. Right?
Terence
not like
is going to be a
which
doctor.
Is like one of those fake doctors. He's going to like actually save lives. Or maybe I save lives.
Wow, that is nice.
Is crazy. And a pretty good player too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
right? Coming up here in the 35th
I think
seed.
it should probably become a surgeon because good hands are necessary for Tetris. They're good for surgery.
A Tapa here, very efficient.
Of course, my brother's a doctor, and I don't say that for any reason other than to say I only learned when he was going to medical school, you don't even really pick or know what you're going to be a doctor in until after.
Until after, right?
Like
you don't pick. You start.
Yeah, you kind of have to learn everything, and then you become something specific.
That's right. So we will see.
That's funny.
The other interesting thing here is that TT Playa, you were talking about dexterity and being a surgeon, right? Tapping right now. You can see that controller on the leg.
Yeah,
tapping.
I see the tap.
But does roll switch? We'll see if the roll becomes a factor here and when that will come in. We have a lot of players who learn another play style and will switch over to another.
So Terence is going to start with tap and maybe switch to roll?
Maybe, if the board gets a little bit more consistent with tap.
Oh, okay, and RedShurt is roll all the way. And if I'm looking at Oscar, it almost looks like DAS at the moment.
Yeah,
is that right?
Like it. So Oscar is a mega hybrid. We'll roll a little bit of tap, a little bit of DAS.
Oh, just whatever.
Whatever.
Sometimes just use the nose.
That's right, the nose.
Whatever works.
Right. And look at that, Jerpi right now.
And Jerpi, I can't see. It looks like DAS though. But is that rolling?
Yeah, it's a roller. But again, it looks like we're in hybrid land. And RedShurt even deeper. RedShurt used to be a DAS player.
Incredible.
Right? Like this is all like, oh my gosh, these players you will see.
In the long run, everyone's going to go back to DAS one day.
That's right. And that's why I think it's
what I call Tetris's true rebirth.
The true rebirth is the DAS Championship, right? CTWC DAS coming up this summer. I'll be honest with you, that's why I'm really interested to see who will turn up at the Jonas Cup and who will turn up at CTWC DAS, because all of these players don't just master one play style anymore. They can kind of do them all. They kind of live through the ages. Because battle tested.
Part of me was hopeful that some of us old timers would have a hope at DAS, but I know all of these young players are incredible at DAS too. So probably I'm going there to just watch them win.
Just to watch.
Also,
and just like we're talking about, Oscar very good at DAS. Says, okay, this stack's getting a little high. Let me go over to roll.
Yeah.
And just in the nick of time, needs to whip that bar over, and now back to DAS. Look at that.
Wow.
Practicing the transition.
Just like flipping back and forth.
That's right.
Very interesting.
Let's see if TT Player will have to switch here. No, able to get some burns down. Well, score update. TT Player in the lead, 356, 40K lead. Oscar in the lead on top, 338, 60,000 point lead.
Score-wise, it looks like Oscar. Oh, you just said that, didn't you? Well,
just like that.
Still true, guys. Oh, she got me some food. I'm going to take a quick break to eat it. I'll be right back.
Meanwhile, down at the bottom, all clear. At the top, all clear. I will say, all right, this is Ben's had to step away for a moment, so Ben doesn't need to know this, all right? But actually, the secret of Tetris in 2024, you won't believe this, is Tetris, right? So Tetrising on level 18 has actually been the difference And a lot of these matches that we've seen in the competitive scene this year, who can maximize that efficiency? Fractal, Noah Dingler, Alex T even, that reckless Rambler. 18 efficiency has been the difference. If you have a 100K lead and nurse that with same piece sets, going into kill screen, all you have to do is keep surviving, right? Put the pressure on your opponent. Cannot believe it. Tetris's lead to the most points, and 18 play has really been the revival in 2024. It's a sort of unsung hero that plays. Oh yeah, I guess if I play a little bit on 18 well, it actually gives me more points, right? It's like the John Madden. Park somewhere with the most points. Let's give a score update. 487 for Oscar, 40K lead. Jerpi and TT player and back and forth. One Tetris separating them. We did see a lot, especially 2 years ago, right? The 18, not super important. And then we have it back, right? Like, oh, we actually do need to score a point. Oh, Jerpi's going to make a longboard penalty. Guevara's going to come. TT player still tapping. Maybe the roll isn't feeling great today. Maybe we'll switch over as we get later on. Up at the top, Oscar with a clean playfield. We'll look to extend this lead. RedShurt digging down. RedShurt stepping in at the last moment. One player unable to play, so RedShurt moved over to a streaming station. And I'm glad that they did. A lot of max outs in qualifying from RedShurt, who you've only seen at CTWC. Oh my gosh, and RedShurt can't get that piece over. He's gonna have to burn this down. Meanwhile, Jerpi has a dirty board right now as well. Oh, looking for the L. L's gonna come. Oh, all players except for TT player in spots of bother. RedShurt experiencing that drought. Getting it down. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. We have a score update. El Oscar somehow with 3.8 million. We're gonna have to look into that. We'll get our tech team on it. Jerpi 698 behind by TT player. RedShurt needs to get that bar over. Does so. Oscar is ready and gets the Tetris now with the 8 million. Oh my word. New things are happening here. We're gonna have to get they've got an 18 million point difference. RedShurt and Oscar are gonna have to screen look to sort this out. Tetris for Oscar. Oh my goodness gracious. Jerpi and TT player, that's what I can call right now. TT player with a 5,000, 7,000 point lead. It's neck and neck down at the bottom, up at the top. It's hard to say. Meanwhile, 822 down at the bottom for Jerpi dude, down by a couple Tetrises. Clean stack from both players. The scores are overflowing at the top. We're gonna have to check with our judge to see, maybe our judge can come up and give a score update for our players. Oh, we got a refresh. All right, we got it back on. Oscar with the lead, 150,000 point lead. RedShurt is falling behind, but we'll have that kill screen play available. Jerpi, a 900 point lead. Now a 30,000 point lead with TT player. We're coming down to the wire. Oh my goodness. So we saw that Oscar had a 100,000 point lead. Jerpi now back by a Tetris. She's looking to close it out here. And Oscar is thin in the lead. RedShurt is behind. Oh no, a missed drop by RedShurt. That 18 million point lead evaporated. TT player needs the bar, gets the bar, still tapping. Will we see the roll from player? Will Terence bring it out? Oh my goodness. Jerpi dude, clean board is gonna knock down touches. RedShirt's gonna top out, and that's gonna do it. Oscar is gonna get the first heart. GG's. Oscar takes game number one. Jerpi transition with a 60,000 point lead. Terence unable to get the roll switch in. Is gonna go to tap and kick it the square over. And just like that, that's gonna do it. Jerpi is good and takes game number one. GG. Let's count them down. Game number two in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh my gosh, do they have the same seeds? No, they do not. Started off two with the same seeds. One would not. 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And all the players started with 0 points this time, right? Isn't that crazy how that works? Every single game, it's statistically tied. Everything else, you see what happens. Almost every major competitive game is something like that, right? Start off with nothing.
That's one of the things, even when you do have that double wide gap over there on the right side, it's very easy to burn pieces to resolve that situation.
The slaying playstyle, I'll have to learn about that later. I don't know much about that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this is up at the top and bottom. We are super close. It is early days here. This is maybe a good time to tell you a little bit more about these players. I've talked a little bit about TT Player. I've doted a little bit. Maybe a little distracting. Let's talk a little bit about RedShurt. Uses the goofy foot controller.
I'm sure the commentaries really suffered while I was gone.
Oh my God, did you eat? You ate food like that? That's crazy. You are fast.
Oh, how cute. They put our names up there.
Our names are there. That's me and you.
Have they been there the whole time?
They've been there the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Around, so.
Oh, yeah.
So they've been there the whole time that we've been looking at for them to be there.
Fun fact about me, I am literate, but I normally choose not to read.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a choice. It's a personal choice.
I think you're not alone there. It's based on my students.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you're a teacher, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
What do you teach?
Music technology and music business classes.
I already knew that. I was telling Mary that that's what you teach.
You were asking the crowd. You were asking me
yeah,
for
it was
the crowd.
for the sake of the crowd. That's how great I am at this, guys.
That's right. Well, I appreciate that. And, yeah, it's like, you communicate as best as you can, and then it's like I have one glorious email that said, I looked through your syllabus and couldn't find your office hours. When are they? And I like to have a pretty open office hour, open door policy coming by. So I put that as the second line in my syllabus on every single one when the office hours are.
It's true. It's true.
You get those emails from time to time.
And now I'm going to have to say something you don't want to hear, though.
Uh-oh.
I work at a community college, and you know who reads emails the worst?
Oh.
I hope nobody. I hope no one from work watches this. It's faculty. Sometimes they're so bad.
Yeah.
Not all of them. I love you guys if you watch this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Going back to the game, I'm sure no one will find that clip. Looks like Terence is up by a little, but not by a lot. And it looks like Oscar's up by a little, but not by a lot. So kind of just pretty calm stuff. Looks like Jerpi won a game while I was gone. And it looks like RedShurt didn't. Oh, sorry, Oscar did. Blah. This is, of course, the most important sporting event of the probably millennia so far as I see it. I follow some non-traditional sports in addition to this. I also follow track and field quite a bit. And it's really an interesting time in history for middle distance running. A lot of big records are falling in middle distance running, but big records are falling in Tetris too. All right, what can be said about this? We want cheese. And I just read on the chat, says we want cheese. And I'm going to choose to think that what you mean is Colby Jack. And I'm hungry as well.
I like that cheese. Hey, a fun fact about RedShurt here: can burp on command.
RedShurt can burp on command.
Can burp on command.
I don't want to say it.
I don't want to ask
now.
I don't want to ask right now.
But after the match.
Maybe after the match, right?
He could come over here and he could burp for us.
Burp for us, and we get that live burp. You can't get that on.
Now this is a fun comment. It says Oscar about to go full Mullen, but what you might not know, or what you probably do know from me saying, is Oscar is the name of my son, and he is a full Mullen. Mm-hmm. Just genetically. A lot of you guys mullen at the end of a game, but I actually mullen all day, every day. It's all I do. we always talk about like what state people are from, but now I'm kind of interested what we have in Canada in terms of province. And I think in Mexico they're called states too, where they're from. And I'm curious more granularly than just nation. Do they say?
No, it just says Canada,
Oh,
Canada.
wow. That's
Just like New York, New York, right? Or Mullen, Nebraska.
Mullen, Nebraska.
So, oh my gosh, 40,000 points separating all 4 players right now.
Wow.
Terence in the lead. RedShurt in the lead.
And the top and bottom, it doesn't even matter, but they have very similar scores.
I know.
It's awesome.
Like they don't only need us, one of us here, because it's only.
Everything you say, I realize after you say it, and I say it again, having not really heard you.
I don't know. It's great. You know, it's like you need to hear things multiple times, like those faculty on email.
Oh yeah.
Right. they sometimes more than once. All right, so Terence has cleaned up the stack, so has Jerpi, and RedShirt's going to knock down a Tetris.
Ooh, Ireland. Someone says Ireland here, Mullen ground zero. That's true. That is the ground zero of the Mullens.
You come from Irish descent?
I do. I come from Irish as well. And I mean, me personally only in part, but the name fully so.
Oh.
Because that's the name comes from somewhere.
All right, both players up at the top.
Ooh, yeah,
survive here.
Little struggle. RedShurt could get out of it easily with a few good pieces. Those being the pieces mostly. Yep. Okay. And Oscar's also getting out of it pretty efficiently. So there you go.
And look at that. Oscar says, I'm just going to burn all the way down. I got the roll engaged. I'm rolling from now till kill screen. Makes it a 17,000 lead and set up for a Tetris. RedShirt's going to fire one back. Down on the bottom, Terence in the lead by 100,000 points. Oh, but now these pieces are not favorable.
Ooh, these are tough. These are real tough.
Terence in their first live event would love to get out of this.
Come on, Terence.
Oh, meanwhile, Jerpi dude cleans up the stack and gets the Tetris there. Really putting the pressure on Terence to get out of this.
All right.
Up at the top, RedShirt with a 56,000 point lead.
Oh, and Terence is.
But Oscar with lines in hand, so
Terence
can't
is
close
doing what
up.
he's got to do. Oh, and that was a costly.
Oh! Again, the double hang.
Does have a 40,000 point lead, so there will be a chase down.
Jerpi needs 933. 933 is the target. Jerpi, one of the more active players online in this group, has played a lot of matches this year. Will she be able to get this down and get a 2-0 lead?
She is
up at the top,
hammering
we have
away.
transition. Max out from RedShirt, max out from Oscar. 10,000 point difference. RedShirt's going for the Tetris. Oh, and Jerpi get the bar! Get the bar! And up at the top, RedShirt is set up. RedShirt is set up. Oh my gosh, and RedShirt gets a Tetris on the kill screen. 1.1 million. Oscar chasing right now. Oscar set up for a Tetris.
Oscar, get that logo. Oh no!
Get the bar. And evens up the set. Evened up.
Even up. Both sides.
Both sides. Pop off. Even up.
Completely thrilling fashion.
Oh my goodness, the reaction of the crowd here. All right, good. All right, we're good. We're good. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
That's going to be known as one of the more infamous countdowns.
That's the Pumpy. If we have Mullen, we have multiple attempted countdowns. It was kind of like last night's tournament, right? The Mod Retro, they had said 3, 2, 1 start, and then 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Because they would hit start, and then they would have double countdowns to get started.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, here, just a bunch of fake countdowns, like fake outs.
Bunch of fake countdowns.
We're little meme lords over here, you know.
So yeah, so Tetris, I think,
Yeah, tell me some more about
It's
this
just
game.
one of the perfect games. I mean, you all know Tetris. That's why you're here watching the stream. But it's just 7 things on a black background. And it's just like, where can you place them? And if you think about chess, it's a very simple thing, too. It's 64 squares. It's a couple of things that move in certain ways. But it creates more complexity and more interesting outcomes than can even be imagined. And that's what we see with Tetris.
That's right.
It is a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful.
And I just love how like 6 of the pieces perfectly balanced, right? The
one
amount
of
of
them-
spaces will feel like even an odd of a checkerboard.
One of them's a
Imagine
little
a
joker.
checkerboard. That's right.
Yeah.
And then one little T-piece that's 3 in 1, right?
He's like the drunk friend coming
That's
in.
right. You got
Hey, guys.
three. If you think about, if you imagine that checkerboard, you got 3 of them on the black and 1 on the red or white, right? That one T-piece. Everything else balanced, right? And that's a shout out to parity, the concept of parity, where to place the T to have the balance in the board.
Can I admit something to you?
Yeah.
I've never really understood what parity means. And I,
All right, so here we go.
I get the concept, how it throws off the evenness of the black and white.
Right.
But why does it matter? Like, how does it?
Because where you choose could give it further imbalance, right? So you can choose to balance out the parity. So if it was 3 black and 1 white, then the next one it would be 3 white, 1 black, right? So you could balance it out, or you could understand I'm going to have rough parity here, so I'm going to need to these burns aren't going to hurt me as much because I'm holding out for some T pieces anyway.
And how do people know, looking at a stack, if they have good or bad parity?
So the cool thing about Tetris, 20 by 10 grid, 10 line clear, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you clear a line, it doesn't change parity, right? So that has nothing to do with it.
Sure.
Because it's always going to be balanced when you clear it, no matter whether you clear 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, right? So that used to be called, the fancy word for that was jaggedness, right? Like a jaggedy board, it probably has bad parity.
Okay.
Right? Not necessarily the same concept, but it's pretty similar. So that's the colloquial way to describe parity. If you have a very uneven board, and like right now, I can't quite tell the Jerpi's parity is pretty good. It's not just a straight bumpy where like you can't place a piece, but like the smoothness of that balance. I don't know. Also,
So I guess
some players can just recognize shapes in the stack.
Yeah, and maybe
like
I
the
just
part of
kind of
it.
recognize parity without really recognizing that it derives from the T piece.
And like a big one is like, do you burn the T, right? So if you burn the T, it's give you 2 of the opposite, right? Like 2 of the same.
Geez.
Sorry, 2 of the same if it's a single, right?
Okay.
Or 1, depending on whether it's a 3 flat burn or a 2 sideways burn. So that 3 flat might be useful to burn off the T.
You all might think at home might
like-
think I'm just playing into this so you can learn, but I actually have never really understood it.
And to be honest with you, I don't really understand. I'm just yapping. Okay. Oh my word. Okay.
Okay, so we're still, how are we doing here?
We're doing
actually
all right.
still pretty even.
Pretty good. 69,000 point difference between RedShurt and Oscar. RedShurt with the lead.
You can hear screaming in the
Terence.
room, but it's not from our screen.
Terence 397, Jerpi 376. So pretty close down on the bottom.
Yeah.
With a drought, 27-piece drought.
Some other things I think are really great about Tetris as a game. I think Tetris, more than any other game, teaches good life lessons.
Teaches good what?
Life lessons.
Oh yeah, life lessons.
Some
like,
of the same things that go into being a good Tetris player go into being a good human, or doing things logically in life.
Okay, yeah.
Here's an example.
Yeah.
I recently tried to fix a lawnmower myself. I screwed it up, and it screwed me out of some money.
Oh, geez.
But you know what I did? I let go. I just didn't let it bother me, because just like a misdrop, it
That's
doesn't do
right.
you anything good to let things bother you.
It doesn't, right? And even these players are good enough to like take a misdrop and turn it into a positive, right? And that's
Take
the
your
best,
lumps.
right? Take your lumps.
Take your lumps and move
Turn
on.
them around if you can, you know? So like we saw a misdrop there from Jerpi. She has the lead with 1 point right now because she turned that misdrop into a dirty Tetris.
Into a dirty, yeah.
That's right. When life gives you limits. Right?
And that gives her a 19,000 point lead.
Oh my
And
God,
transition now. We're
Oh yeah, transition there.
Terence is kind of in a.
Oh, and this drought. Oh no! Oh no! And Terence
Oh,
is
well,
done at 481. Jerpi takes game number 3, goes up 2 games to 1.
Well, folks, you win some, and then you lose some.
That's right. Up at the top, 50,000 point lead for RedShurt. Both players clean in transition. We'll go ahead and get this bottom one reset.
Yeah. We can do a countdown
We'll get a countdown for that as soon as our players are ready. We're giving players 30 seconds to in between matches, grab a drink of water.
They have a good shot at going towards a, if there's a Terence win, a decider. So a 50-50 shot.
And we're good to go on the bottom. Let's count down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Up at the top, 29,000. Oh, no, and RedShurt did not get the rotation in.
Oh, but he cleaned it so quickly.
That's right. Had to. I think it's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Now Oscar stacked both of them.
Yeah, Oscar that must be some of that jaggedness you're talking about.
That's right. I sort of extra big line spin there from Jerpi. At the bottom, I sell that.
Oh, and he forces himself to need a long bar, but maybe that's the right move. Maybe he gets a dirty right here.
And yeah, it's
got to get a triple. Okay.
27,000 point lead. Tetris for RedShurt to go up almost 100,000 points, but right back is El Oscar. Tetris rates showing you RedShurt with a little bit of a lead. Oh wait, hold on. TT player in a little spot, a little dependent here. All right, good pieces for RedShurt, and I think we'll be able to survive.
They're getting close to where things really matter. Right about when you get to like level 25. Not that I ever lived to level 25, but they're getting close to where things matter.
Oh, and meanwhile, see, look at that burn of the tee from Oscar. Oh no, and the hang.
Oscar's in trouble. Oh, and already down. So
and
that's
RedShurt is good. Takes game number 3. We'll take the advantage.
All right. So we'll give them their 30 seconds, and then we'll be moving on with them as well.
Okay. Right, Jerpi, I think with like a glove sleeve.
Yeah.
You know, most people opt for like a cotton glove to reduce friction. And yeah, I'll have to find out some more information about that glove. Maybe Jerpi will stop by and let us know. I'm
reading some of the chat. The Ben Mullen yell strikes fear into my heart. I like that. I might have to hang that on my wall at work.
Oh my gosh. Oscar Mullen is, all right, when we got it ready.
Oh, here we go.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So every year when I do commentate, I force chat to listen to my jokes, but I don't have any new ones.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell the same 3.
There you go.
And they're all the same joke because they all use the same wordplay.
Well, people are hearing it for the first time tonight, perhaps. We have a huge new fan following. They don't even know who you are.
Oh, yeah, the new people. I forgot about the new people.
We didn't even introduce ourselves, but just like, oh, yeah, you know us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Ben Mullen, and I've been around a while.
Yeah.
In the Tetris scene.
What are you known for, Ben Mullen?
Well,
what's your signature move?
One time against Yanni, I had already won, and I kept playing. And they wouldn't let me live it down. They made it into a meme. And not just the Tetris player meme, but a thing. And so now when you continue playing after you've won, that is a Mullen, and it's named after me, folks.
That is Ben. And how did that set turn out for you? What's the true Mullen?
Oh, the true Mullen is to then lose. And I've done my share of that, let me tell you.
So you Mullen out, trying to get the first max out in tournament history.
And then a little more about me. I also am a dad, and I make dad jokes.
Oh.
And so here are 3 of those. You need to know that in Tetris, the place you put the long bar is called the well. And so here we go. What do you tell a friend player who has kind of a Swiss cheese stack?
I don't know. What do you tell him?
Get well soon. Sorry, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get well soon. Oh, no, and RedShirt's in trouble. You see the reaction there. I think, like, the joke. They might have done it.
The joke might have killed him.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I better wait on the second one.
Well, get well soon instead of get well right now.
You better get well soon. Oh, he's doing it, though.
Getting out of it. Just caught by surprise.
You know, he's a consummate professional, and he gets it done. Or
these
is he back in
pieces,
trouble? Actually back in trouble.
Okay, LJ dependent on the left, gets a bar.
Oh, yeah, now he's fine
and
again.
Now we're looking a lot healthier. Down at the bottom, 40,000 point lead for Terence. That's really been the calling card of this match. The winner has that 18 play locked in.
Ben is just CTWC's dad at this point. Another one I want to clip and hang on the wall. I'm going to have to go through all of this chat.
Oh, yeah?
All right, so here's the next one. How would you describe a matrix with 3 long bar dependencies?
A 3 matrix. Why?
A matrix.
A
with
matrix.
3 long bar
dependencies. Oh, that's a tough board. What do you call that?
Well, well, well.
Oh, well.
That's terrible. It's actually just the same joke.
The same joke.
So bad. Oh, somebody got it right. Well,
Yeah,
well,
they got
well.
it right there. Look at that. They knew it was coming. Now, Mullen, I will say one more thing. Your infamy in the classic Tetris scene, or Fami, I don't know which one of it, Fami or infamy,
Yeah.
has also transited into other games. They're called Mullening in other games now, I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, and like they borrowed from classic Tetris. I've heard like some speedrunning communities, have you already gotten the time to beat?
I feel like
Continuing to play after you've already lost.
that makes
It's
my
kind
heart.
of like the inverse Mullen. Yeah.
Oh, to continue to play after you've already lost?
Yeah. It's like that. So you're speed running, so it's how quick you can go.
Leave it to speedrunning to screw up the joke. But that makes my heart feel good.
There you go, right? So we use it as a Mullen proper here.
Wait, Snakeamoto's there.
And Terence, oh my gosh. Has an issue. Okay, Ed's gonna get those touches. 87,000 point lead for Terence. 88,000 point lead for
That's
Jerpi.
sizable, but not unovercomable. And he needs to win too, anyway. So
He does need to win.
I'd like to see a decider. Sneck over here is in the chat. That's one of my best Tetris friends. That's Svavar.
Oh yeah.
From,
How are you? Svavar is living in the States now.
He is.
Yeah. Said I'd like to make it out to Portland.
I really hope he makes it to Portland. I hoped he would make it here, but I mean, he just moved, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to do
I
that.
barely could make it. I just moved and did across town. So.
Yeah.
100,000 point lead for Terence. That is a statement here in a must-win game.
Similar for Jerpi, about 100,000. Oh wait, similar for Jerpi. Down by. I was reading the same thing in the other direction. I don't know how to commentate, guys. You just have to forgive my senior moments. Just can't even understand.
Terence, 93,000, just really nursing and holding on to that 100,000 point lead. But Jerpi does have a few lines in hand, so it's a little closer than it appears. But it's definitely a lead in both pace and score for Terence.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're heading up the transition on top. Oscar with a must-win game, trying to have a 100,000 point lead and behind in lines as they move into transition.
And we're the Terence Jerpi game is getting into that zone of being interesting. And probably the RedShurt one is too, but level 26 is where it really gets fun. And we might see side-by-side max-outs here.
Now, of course, Terence listed here with the roll. We haven't seen it today. Maybe just not a good roll day. There's so much finesse that goes in. Is your controller reacting properly?
Sure.
Is the finger pressure right? That maybe Terence says, I have a max out on level 27. I'm going to force Jerpi to beat me on kill screen.
It's the right thing to try to do.
Okay, so
and we have a misdrop on the screen.
And it's a drought. It's a drought.
Oh,
Terence is going to be done at 1 million.
That's a costly.
Oh my goodness! And so Jerpi needs 1,027,000 points.
Yeah, to take the match
Oscar with a 50,000 point lead.
Oscar's maintaining his lead, and if Oscar maintains this lead, that will force a decider.
There we go. It needs 6,000 points.
6,000 points.
Can she do it? She needs these singles. She needs a couple more. She needs one more.
Wow. 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 That was an exciting finish. And
Jerpi takes
as
it.
if to honor my legacy, she mullins.
She mullins a
My
little
heart
bit.
is full. I can retire in happiness.
The Mullen.
My goodness.
Up at the top, RedShurt has stormed back to take the lead.
Oh, goodness.
764 to
Wait, now-
775. Oscar with a 10,000 point lead with that Tetris.
Oscar's in the lead.
They're back and forth here. RedShurt ahead
yeah.
in lines. You see that Tetris rate being a little bit off, so Oscar with the pace lead. He's still got to turn those bars into Tetrises.
This mullening on the bottom is just something to behold. I'd love to see a level 39 because that does stop
I think
there.
that's a love letter to you, Ben. I think
Well,
that's a, right
who
now,
wouldn't
right?
love Ben Mullen?
That's right.
Well, I might as well. Well, I can't tell it until after this top game. I do have one more joke. It's a set of 3. Oh, it's just as bad as the others.
All right, well, let's quickly give a score update. 108 for Oscar, 828 for RedShurt.
Yeah.
It's coming down to the wire. RedShirt's going to have to roll on the kill screen just about right now to take this one, unless Oscar tops out immediately.
Frantic thumb in chat knows how to get me to read their chats.
That's right.
I don't trust anyone who doesn't love Ben Mullen.
Oh, and
That's the
Oscar with an
spirit.
accidental double flip.
Oh,
that
things could get
L.
interesting.
Meanwhile, those bars are coming for RedShurt.
Could this be the game we see 4 max outs?
We could.
I mean, it is close.
Oh my gosh, all right, and RedShirt lining out right now, trying to take the real-time lead. Oscar's in trouble.
Oh my
Transitions it
goodness.
into a well. Jerpi level 37 trying to get a bar.
They are
Up at the top.
virtually
Oh, no.
tied.
Oh my gosh, so RedShirt is behind, needs to keep going. Needs to keep going to clean this one out.
Got to get that max.
Oscar's trying to seal it with a win.
Oh,
Trying to get back, and Jerpi with level
Jerpi,
38. Amazing.
incredible.
Oscar get the Tetris on level 29.
and we have 4 max outs in
Oh
a
my
single
gosh,
game.
4 max outs in a single game. RedShirt needs to get something over to the left in order to finish it.
Oscar's going to take the game.
Hammer decider.
And he forces a decider. Woo!
Decider.
In 3, 2, 1.
Tetris.
And it wouldn't be Classic Tetris 2 without trying to start the countdown at least once incorrectly.
Once we get the thumbs up from the judge, and then we try to make it work. And
Now, every Tetris game opens with a little bit of a... And this is another reason why Tetris is such a perfect game. The commentary ebbs and flows, and we're really, this is a quiet moment in the game. The scores are low, blah, 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 whatever. So it gives us time for joke number 3. And it's at least as bad as the others. In fact, it's worse. I don't like to end on a high note. What do you call a too wide well there, Pumpy?
what do you call a too wide well?
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to the.
If you think it's bad at home, it's even worse.
I would just to apologize to the Tetris community.
That's why Hank and Alexi left, because they were like, all right, I'm done with that.
They gave me the stink guy.
They're like, oh, this Mullen guy.
Ben Mullen is no longer my hero. He was right. He was right. Oh my God, just brutal chat.
Brutal. What's also brutal is this pivotal game 5. Winner moves on.
Speaking
Reset
of
stack.
abject brutality,
Two blocks on top of that gap, but there we go. And the nod of the
and we have
right at the
once again a very close game. They're both playing good Tetris, and there's not much to say. Okay, I would 2 of those things.
Yeah, we're getting two things.
We Vince.
us.
If Vince is good for anything, it's 2 things. So I see gloves on both of our players.
Right.
In fact, I know I'm looking at another stream here, but all 4 of the players I can currently see, I see gloves.
They all are glovers, right? And it's funny that who was the original glove?
It used to be Harry was the original glove wearer, and then he stopped wearing a glove. Buko then was a long-term glover. And I think Dana had a glove. But in the early days, gloves were not the norm in the early days. Now they kind of are. If you're elite, you're gloving.
I'm sorry, I was pulled away. You said Yanni, right?
Oh, Yanni. I forgot Yanni.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. No, I had said Harry had a glove for a while.
For a bit. Yeah.
And Dana, I think, had a glove for a while.
Yeah.
And Buko for a long time. Maybe he still does even. I don't know.
How about that? Yanni had a glove in Europe.
Yanni,
right.
yeah, definitely. And he had that big knit glove.
Right, exactly.
Like, that looked like a grandma made it.
296 for RedShurt, 273 for Oscar. This is crazy. D-sider here.
Something exciting is happening somewhere. We got
game to decide it all.
the best Tetris you'll ever see is also the most boring Tetris because everybody does everything exactly correct and their stacks look great. So we kind of wait for either some bad RNG or a misdrop.
That's right.
Or a big lead. We don't have it yet.
Right? I don't know how you got into the scene. I have no idea. We'll have to find out. But how I got in the scene, went to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, saw that the CTWC was happening, and then said, oh, this is kind of neat. So,
Sure.
this is pretty neat. You know, I'll watch a game, you know, and then what did I do after that? Watch everything on YouTube as I went to sleep, right?
Sure.
Because if it's boring 18 stacking, and like, yeah. And apparently that's still very common. Most of the people who watch online watch it as they go to bed, right? They pull it up on their phone, watch a match.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, how about that?
The way I got into the scene, because I was one of the early ones.
Oh, were you?
Was I kind of got in when they were first. When YouTube really first existed,
was that
one of the first things I wanted to see was like, is anybody else good at Tetris?
Yeah.
And so I would just sometimes search it,
right,
just to see if anything was out there. And eventually some stuff was out there.
How about that?
So.
And then you did find it on YouTube.
As soon as I could put something on YouTube, I did. But it was actually harder than camera-wise.
Oh yeah.
Because you had to set up a camera.
Cameras.
Yeah, you had to put the data on a disc or something.
Oh
no!
Just like
we missed it, but Oscar tops out. Down goes Oscar. Down goes Oscar. Oh my goodness. And he was playing, it was so solid.
And just like that.
Oh my goodness.
RedShurt takes it, game number 5.
It was a great competition from both.
Hello everyone, I'm your underwater host Sharky and want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the match, leave a like. Comment down your favorite moment below. Me personally, it was game 2 between Oscar and RedShurt. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel to support CTWC. If you really want to support us, become a channel member today. Now we're going to dive right into this lore drop once again. Next 4 players up will be Doodle vs Eric ICX and Andy vs Tetris Time. In our first match, Doodle will be at an experience disadvantage. Last year was Doodle's first CTWC and would actually place 40th that year. Eric, however, that same year was upset in round 0, leaving him to place in 33rd. But that's not all when it comes to CTWC history for Eric. Eric's first CTWC was in 2020, where he placed 21st. The next year he would have not as strong as a showing as he still struggled with consistency, placing him at 31st. But all that would change in 2022, when Eric would become the world champion that year and won the most memorable finals ever. So this year, both players are looking to make it out of round 0, and Eric is looking to have a better performance than last year, maybe to even possibly relive some of his glory back from 2022. Our second match involves Andy versus Tetris Time. Now, for those of you that are veteran watchers of CTWC and CTWC events, you would see that something with this matchup isn't quite right. Andy has seemed to underqual as he's actually playing in round 0. This is the first year that Andy has been forced to play in round 0 as he qualified 6th seed in 2023 and 4th seed in 2022. And part of that is because of a hand injury that Andy sustained before qualifiers. But let's dive into these players' histories because both of them have some very interesting stories. Andy and Tetris Time would make their CTWC debut in 2020. Andy would place 2nd, losing in a decider up against Dog, while Tetris Time would place 44th. But in 2021, Tetris Time would see a massive improvement, upsetting Fractal twice to make it in the top 8, placing in 8th overall. And he would also end up placing 4th that year, getting knocked out by his brother, Dog, once again. Both would come back in 2022 with Andy staying in top 4, placing 3rd that year, however Tetris Time would place 44th. They would both return in 2023 with Andy dropping to the top 8 for the first time, placing 7th, and Tetris Time making improvements to place in 30th that year. With an injured hand, can Andy make it out of round 0 to try and keep his top 8 plus streak going? Or will Tetris Time, with his new roll grip switch, pull off yet again another upset? Guess we'll have to find out tomorrow. Anyways, that's all for today. I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next match of CTWC 2024.